Hey everyone, Michaela with Edge of the Playground here. Sorry once again, that's my coffee pot. Once again, I'm using my laptop instead of my DSLR. For those of you that don't know, I also work a full-time job during the week, so I haven't had a lot of time to play with the editing, and even though I do a lot of photography, I haven't done a lot of filming of myself per se. So for now, this is just easier for uploading to YouTube in general. So we're gonna stick with this. And I've been playing around with what kind of videos to give you guys because I definitely want them to be short and to the point. So what I'm gonna end up doing is a series on social tips, and they'll just be kind of like 3 to 5 minute videos where I kind of go over the social tips that are on the topics that I have addressed in my posts for that week. So without further ado, I will start for this week. So this week I did a peek inside post about social media and how it really changed how I was able to be included socially. It gave me the barrier I needed to be able to process. Well, not only that, but there's a lot of great tools out there for helping you make friends in adult life. And this is something that even people who are not autistic struggle with. Adulthood is kind of a weird transition because you're not in college anymore. You are working, but you don't like see people in the halls all the time. So it's a little different. And even if, say, you are in college, it's a little different because you're not seeing people regularly all the time. You see them in your classes, but you're not going to see them at lunch all the time, things like that. So here's some tips for kind of getting out there and making friends. So it's easy to be a hermit. I totally get that. So what I try to do is I use apps like Meetup, or maybe Facebook to see what's going on around me that I might be interested in. And then I kind of get a lay of the land and I find maybe 1 or 2 people to go with me. And I pick one thing a week. So this way I am once a week putting myself out there, and then over time you will make friends. And this is helpful too because going out becomes almost a part of your routine. So say Saturday is your day to be social. So you know that Saturday at lunchtime every week you're going out to do something, whether that's have coffee, just go on a walk, go to a park, just something. And then you feel a lot better because you say, okay, well, I feel more go with the flow and not as much of a slave to my routine because I am getting out there, but it's still a routine even though it's go with the flow because I know that on this day at this time I'm planning to do something, but I still have that structure of a beginning and an end time and knowing who I'm going to do it with, where I'm going to go, and I still have my decompression to look forward to. Another great idea is to use activities that you would normally do to decompress. So for example, if you normally recharge by going on a hike, then invite one person to go on a hike with you. And then over time, that socialization becomes less of a chore because you start to associate them with the decompressing time. So you create kind of a positive association with that friendship, and you're already doing something that makes you happy, whether it's going to the hike or the coffee shop. And so you're going to be more relaxed. You're going to be more yourself. You're not going to feel as stressed out and overwhelmed because you're in your natural habitat, so to speak. You're doing what you enjoy. And say if what you enjoy is going to a restaurant or a coffee shop, use these social media tools to find out the most crowded times, and then pick a time where it is not crowded. Google Maps will show you this too, like, oh, this restaurant is terribly busy at 7 p.m. on Friday nights. Okay, well, maybe go Friday night at like 4 p.m. or Saturday at 3 p.m. You know, it's kind of an off time. so that you're not overwhelmed by the extreme crowds and everything going on. And then it's easier to socialize with that person. And I know what people are going to say. They're going to say, oh, well, the socializing takes away from the decompressing, even if I include them in the decompressing. That's what I would ask. But I have found that it actually does work because, like I said, you're doing something that naturally makes you feel comfortable. And so the socializing with just the one or two people that are along for the ride is not as much of a burden. And you're not having to focus as much on that because you're more free. You feel a lot better. So, and then another little trick is to, if you are going to meet somebody, arrive first just by a few minutes, because if you have trouble recognizing someone in a big area or crowded area, then other people typically don't struggle with that as much. So they will recognize you and they will come to you. So if you're going to a movie, get there, 5 minutes early, wait in the front, and the person will see you. If it's too stressful to do that, you can always wait in your car, text the person, tell them you're already there, and when they arrive, you can then walk to the front. If you don't drive, maybe the person who drove you would be willing to wait, or if you take transportation, just cut down the time you're early, like just be early by maybe 2 minutes maximum. Or you could always just carpool with the person. So those are just my basic tips for kind of putting yourself out there. If you make it more of a routine and part of your life, then I think you'll find that you're going to meet a lot more like-minded people and you're going to start to enjoy hanging around people more. And like I said, not super big groups, just 1 or 2 people at a time. And eventually those will grow into the friendships that you really end up appreciating. So I hope that was helpful, and I will be putting more of these tips out throughout, and let me know if there's anything else you're interested in. And again, if you want more information on this particular subject, you can go to edgeoftheplayground.com, where I just wrote a post collaborating with My Disability Matters on this very subject. So thanks again, and I will see you at the edge of the playground.